Games of more than 100 yards, and after 13 games, he's gained 1,450 yards and scored 11 touchdowns. While Walker was an instant celebrity, Bill Johnson came quietly from Arkansas State and steadily has become a key offensive man for the Denver Gold. Like Walker, Johnson weighs more than 220 pounds with speed. He is second only to Walker in rushing yardage in the USFL, but has a higher average per run. The top two runners in the USFL today, as ABC Sports presents the 13th week of the USFL. The New Jersey Generals and the Denver Gold load up against Herschel Walker.
And why not? Herschel Walker's playing the best football of any running back in the league, and you see there his statistics. Now, when you load up against Herschel Walker, you're leaving yourself open for Maurice Carthen to come up the middle, and of course for Doug Flutie to run around in that backfield and start something there. But the Denver Gold defense is number 2 in the league. A defensive line anchored by Bruce Thornton and Calvin Turner have 22 sacks between them. So if Doug Flutie is scrambling, look for something special from those two defensive ends in a very aggressive defensive unit.
For those of you at home, it's obvious we're having some technical difficulties with our picture. But continuing with the pregame comments here, you anticipate, I would think, that Mouse Davis run-and-shoot offense. One, we know it's more physical because of the presence of Johnson. We also expect that the Denver defense is going to be more physical against New Jersey as well. But it's an interesting difference between the run-and-shoot that Mouse Davis coached at Houston as an assistant there and the run-and-shoot he's got here in Denver.
Well, he's the inventor of the run-and-shoot offense, and I don't know how he did it, but he found some speedsters to go along with his philosophy of playing offense, putting the ball in the air. Now, in Bill Johnson, he's got a legitimate running back who has 965 yards. He's second only to Herschel Walker. If he played in a two-back system where they featured the running attack, he'd have well over 1,000 by himself.
All right, and we anticipate that Bob will be ready to go. What does Bob give you at quarterback?
Too long. Pass intended for number 88, Mark Lewis. He is out of Missouri Western. Had a tryout with the Oakland Ball Club and came over here to Denver. And so in comes Jim Asmus now to punt as the first offensive series by the Gold's run-and-shoot offense is turned away. And I must say, Swanee, it looked tentative.
They were tentative, but they came out looking at 4 defensive linemen. I don't think they expected New Jersey to come out and change their defense on the first snap. I think they thought they would make those changes later in the ball game.
Danny Knight is the deep man, as Asmus averaging right at 33 yards per punt. He's replaced Spielman as the punter, gets some pressure, but gets it out, and it's a good kick. It runs Knight back to the 32. Knight makes the catch, and he is immediately leveled by Nate Harris, the strong safety. I mean, Harris got there at the same moment the ball and hit him on the numbers.
One of the problems of being back there all by yourself without another person to let you know where the opponents are coming.
And in Walter Broughton outside along with Clarence Collins, the speed people, and Sam Bowers, a very effective tight end. Mackey, Stroth, Hall, Harrison, Maggs, the big guys in the trenches. And so we come up now with a single back offense. Walker, the lone remaining man, and a lot of shifting around now by the New Jersey Generals from their own 32 with a record of 8-4. And looking for a tie at the top of the Eastern Conference if they can win it. Flutie drops straight back and goes down for Walker. He's wide open and he's long gone. Touchdown, Generals. Just like that, Herschel Walker looped out of the backfield. Nobody picked him up. Suddenly he was confronted with only a linebacker, and I'll guarantee you that's a mismatch. 2 years ago, Herschel Walker had an 80-yard sprint here for the difference in the ball game as the Generals won. And on the opening snap today, a big play good for 68 yards, and Ruzek is in for the extra point try. The kick is up. It's just inside the uprights and good. So just like that, the New Jersey Generals off Herschel Walker's longest pass run play of the season. And I mean, that was somebody didn't just bust the coverage there. They absolutely deserted the basic premise of of the home run ball.
Well, Herschel Walker goes down right down the center of the field against the zone coverage, Keith. They were playing 5 people up in the short zone, 2 people deep, and covering the outsides. Now Herschel uses his sprinter speed right here. You see him come up, he lines up as a slot man and just takes off and outruns everybody. They didn't get a jam on him, and he's right down the center of the field. Before the game, Walt Michaels had said this week they put a few more things in for Doug Flutie to open up the offensive attack, allowing him to pass the ball a little bit more, and there's a perfect collaboration between this running back with great speed, developing better hands, and Doug Flutie's arm.
So the New Jersey Generals jump out to arrest his man. They want to return it. It's a low short kick. It's picked up in front by Caleb. Brad Caleb finds a little daylight and gets across the 25 to the 20. Shaw State is a big back, 6'1", 220, and I don't know if sheer speed is the proper definition of the way he runs with the ball, but he has unusual quickness finding his way in traffic for a man that size.
He's one of those young big backs who runs like a small tailback. He's shifty, fairly instinctive as a runner.
Picked up 7 yards. He's averaging 6'9" per carry coming into this game. Second down, quick, 3.5 roughly. Galliano going on second down to the pass, has to run away from the pressure, getting it backside, but gets his pass away and it's incomplete down the sideline. He had literally no one to throw to against the 5 defensive back that New Jersey is showing him, and he had all kinds of people chasing him, and early on here tempers have flared.
Number 76, Matt Miller, the right tackle, was doing a good job of blocking. Gagliano had rolled out, and number 96, James Lockett, jumped up in the air, and he brought him down. Then as he scrambled, you see the people over there coming over, laying the lick on, and his offensive linemen were very quick to protect him. Lockett, 7 sacks.
Galliano has a sore leg, and it tends to swell up on him as the game goes on.
Yeah.
Kind of a problem that normally is associated with hockey players. It's in the neighborhood of shin splints. Galliano back on third down and 4. Goes down the middle for Vincent White. It is incomplete, almost intercepted, bouncing off the chest of Gregory Johnson, the free safety. The pass was just a little bit high for Vincent White, who had managed to find a way in between the defenders. But once again, Denver unable to move, and will have to punt the ball away.
You see once again, the defensive line for the New Jersey Generals are able to effectively put on pressure. Gagliano's not getting a lot of time to find his receivers downfield. Ball's been overthrown.
Each time the New Jersey defensive people have been able to lay a hit on him, too.
Adds up.
Asmus' first punt was for 49 yards and no return. Danny Knight is the deep man. Danny out of Mississippi State. Low kick this time, but it's away from Knight. Takes a Denver bounce and goes on inside the 20, and it's going to roll dead down around the 11. So it's a very effective punt of 55 yards for Jim Asmus, and the New Jersey Generals will go to work. I didn't have a chance to give that to you a while ago. Thornton, McCullough, Ogren, Turner, the 4-down linemen, with Blinka, Nevins, McGibbon linebackers, and Shields, Trimble, Hemphill, and Miller, the secondary people. New Jersey's run one play, went 68 yards for a touchdown. Flutie to Walker. They go to work just short of the 12-yard line. First down. 49. Flutie back to throw again. Walker again going out of the slot. Walker again is open, but Flutie misses him. That was another 6 points, and it was the identical play that they scored on the first time. But if Flutie hits Walker on the hands with that one, Herschel is gone again.
It's the exact same play, but the safeties this time came over and covered it a little bit tighter. Now watch Herschel. No one bumps him at the line of scrimmage, so he gets away clean. It's a foot race. But because they've been burned on it one time, they pay closer attention to it, and they get people over. Even with that, Herschel Walker still outruns them.
Walker running the ball now, spins in the middle, and maybe a yard. Out to about the 13 as John Nevins, the middle linebacker, out of Cal State Fullerton, a rookie. That's the fellow that Mouse Davis was talking about in the pregame interview with Tim Brandt. They call him Old Scrap Iron. He's walking around with a bullet in his leg, and he's all you want. But right now, Nevins leaves the field as they come up on third down with the extra defender in there. That extra defender being the defensive back. They go short with it. The pass is caught, by number 85, Walter Broughton, but Walter can't get loose. He's brought down short of the first down, and so New Jersey now will have to punt. That time, Nate Miller played him very well.
Played him very well. All 11 people of the defense were right up there on the line. You could see it was blitz and man-to-man coverage. They allowed New Jersey to complete the ball, but the key is making them complete it before the first down.
The punt is out of there by Rick Partridge. Back on his own 37-yard line, a fair catch call by Lonnie Harris, a 45-yard punt. And yes, one would surmise that the football does fly a little farther. Back together here and get some offensive movement. This is the 5th different possession of the game, and we've only played 4:04. But the ball has been flying from hand to hand, and New Jersey out in front on the opening snap, 7-0. Galliano sets up, Bill Johnson behind him. He sends Lenny Harris in motion. Gives it to Johnson. Big hole. Bill Johnson first down. Crosses midfield and goes to the New Jersey 48. Yes, indeed. That big fella can pop through there.
Yes, he can. From Arkansas State, Maurice Carthen and he were teammates down there. They had dinner together last night, and Johnson came out and said he wanted to have a 200-yard game and show up Herschel Walker this afternoon and lead his team to a victory. Right now, Herschel's going to lead in touchdowns, but on this running play here, you get a chance to see how quickly he does get into the secondary and how strong he really is.
Ball is just short of the New Jersey 47. First down, Denver. They've now moved away from the baseball portion of the stadium. Galliano buys some time, rolling out, and he goes to the sidelines. And that'll get a penalty flag. The pursuit by the defenseman, Frank Mathias. And I'm not sure that Frank could have stopped anyway, but he did make contact with him well out of bounds, and that's going to be a personal foul.
We'll take a look. We'll see whether the contact, he's reaching for him.
Unnecessary roughness, number 75 on the defense.
Right there, that little push you saw at the end is what he's calling.
Well, he drove him into the fence. Right in between the two benches. If he hits one of those benches, and I see him,
he comes very close to hitting that bench, and avoiding the bench, he can't stop himself, so that's why he goes into the fence. But it's an extra push that Mathias gave him, Keith, as he was going out of bounds that they called him for.
The foul moves the ball down to the New Jersey 30, where it's first down for the Denver Gold. 9:35 to go in the first quarter. Denver now trying to get back in this ball game and even up the score. The Generals jumping out to a 7-0 lead. Gregory Johnson is playing center field for New Jersey as the free safety. The rest of the people are in pretty tight. Galliano with good protection. Goes deep with it. Touchdown, Leonard Harris. Well, they gave Galliano time, and Harris just turned on the jets and got himself loose, and Galliano hit him perfectly.
Leonard Harris, leading receiver on this ball club, came into this game with 65 catches, 6 touchdowns, had a deep crossing route, and here's what's happened. Here's what happens when you have man-to-man coverage and all day to throw the football. There were different people around him. None of them were looking at him except for his quarterback, and he crosses the field into the end zone untouched.
Galliano making his first completion of the ball game pay off for a 30-yard touchdown strike. The extra point try now by Asmus is good. So the Denver Gold have evened the score at 7-7 with 9:12 to go in the first quarter. Another look.
We'll take another look. Right there, he's going down the field. Now he's just reading the coverage. He's already beaten the defensive back. Now he's crossing the field. Johnson is just in a catch-up situation. There's no way he can keep up.
So there's an example of what the run and shoot can do for you. We'll kick off from the infield portion where the Denver Zephyrs play baseball. You've all these years have been the Denver Bears, and now they're the Zephyrs, and Asmus had just knocked it out of town. Way back in the end zone to Danny Knight. No return. New Jersey's ball, first down at the 20. One of the things I've noticed early on in this ball game now is that both defensive teams are playing very close to the line of scrimmage.
They have to play aggressive to force some plays, as you see the scoring drive for the Denver Gold. they have to play aggressively and force situations. They want to take away weapons and force each of the offensive teams into a limited game plan. They want to take away the running game from New Jersey, force Doug Flutie to throw a little bit more, and I don't know if that's going to be the best idea this afternoon because that's what they worked on all this week, Keith.
High formation now. And Walker on a sweep right, cuts it back inside and moves the ball to the 25-yard line. Picked up 5 yards as Stan Blinka and Craig Walls bring him down. Craig Walls could become a key personality in this ball game. He came here from the Maulers. He's number 55, a linebacker, and he's the man that's going to be in there. Rather than going to a quote, a sixth defensive back, they put Walls into the ball game because of his speed, and he in effect becomes a sixth defender.
Back this way.
And he's the man whose job it is today to shadow Doug Flutie.
488! 488!
They show blitz. Ball bounces loose. I think New Jersey got it back.
Doug Flutie, after he handed the ball off, stood back, saw it come loose, hit a couple of people, bounced around, and the young man from Boston was very quick to jump on top of the ball and save New Jersey from a turnover.
Ball recovered on the 24-yard line.
So right there, the ball is pitched back. Herschel never gets a handle on it. Bounces right between his legs, and there's Doug Flutie making the recovery.
And it brings up 3rd down and 6.
Now once again, you can look for that defense to line up all their people with tight coverage along the line of scrimmage. Jeff Speck comes in at tight end now, replacing Sam Bowers. Could be the man they choose here. Pretty good receiver. Goes out in the short zone. Linebacker on him. Flutie goes deep with it, and it is knocked away. Fine defensive play by Darrell Hemphill. Clarence Collins was on a fly down the sidelines, and Hemphill got one hand on the ball. Otherwise, it had been touchdown. That was a very well executed play by the New Jersey Generals. They pick up the lineman coming in. Flutie gets a time, and this is a very good pass. That ball turns over. It's going to lay right down in there for Collins. But right here, Darrell gets up in the air, gets one hand on it, knocks it away.
And that brings Rick Partridge in to punt on 4th down with Lonnie Harris going deep. Got a Leonard Harris and a Lonnie Harris. Pressure on here. They run into the kicker, but they say no. The man was blocked into the kicker, and Lonnie Harris takes it, gets one block, and now runs out of real estate. He's decked inside the 30 around the 29-yard line. That was a 49-yard punt and a 2-yard return. Watch this now. Nate Harris, number 42, is going to make contact with the punter Partridge, but Harris is blocked into him. See that New Jersey man going down there? He had blocked him into the punter, and there's no call on the play.
I agree with your call. Absolutely, Keith.
I think I ought to quit. I got one right. Take the rest of the day off. They're punting well today. There have been 4 punts in the ball game, a 45, 49, 49, 55. So the punters are fattening their averages here at Mile High Stadium today. From the 29 now. Galliano gives to Johnson. Outside he comes. Can't get away. He was delayed by 57, John Miller out of Mississippi State, and finally the cornerback on that side, Ken Johnson, comes across to make the tackle on him.
Kenny Johnson and number 47, John Joyce, a man we thought was not going to play today, recovered from a knee injury. He's back on the field playing very well.
Red Raider from Colgate.
Keith, one thing to look for, when a man goes in motion for the Denver Gold, they're not just going in motion to change their formation. They're going to make the defensive change their formation and to get a pre-read. When the man runs with the man in motion, you can pre-read a man-to-man coverage as Johnson moves over here.
2nd down and 12, loss of 2 on the previous play. Galliano runs into Joyce, and down he goes, back on the 20. So John Joyce, the inside backer, slipping through the blocking as Galliano tried to buy a little time going to the outside, and John got him. They mark his progress, however, up to the 23. So the loss is not quite as severe. It'll be 3rd down and long now, 3rd and about 16. Good protection down the middle. Oh, my goodness. Leonard Harris couldn't come up with it. He was open. The run and shoot won't work if you don't catch the ball.
That's right. He was open. John Preston, number 25, was back there, and he was coming up, I think, in anticipating Harris catching that ball to lay a stick on it. Galliano gets great protection here. Only 4 people rushing. Lyman do an excellent job. As Harris breaks clear in the open zone, wide open, he just drops that one.
Asmus into punt. Knight is deep. Asmus 49-55 on his 2 previous punts. He's going to hit this one around his own 13. Takes it on the bounce and just barely gets it away. Knight will take it at the 34. And penalty flag down as Knight comes back to about the 49.
I'm not sure, Keith, but I think I'm going to take a guess. I think it was number 32, Kenny Johnson, on that particular play was blocking and pushed one of the Denver Gold in the back just as Danny Knight was about to make the catch, and the official came upfield.
Illegal block above the waist by the return team, number 32.
You got it. Bill Parkinson, the referee.
Now I will quit for the afternoon.
Illegal block against New Jersey. Umpire is Carl Paganelli, head linesman Hayden Terry, line judge L.T. Bonner, back judge is Chet DeStefano, the side judge is Grover Klimmer, and the field judge is Robert Mantooth. And I think that's the first time this year I've pronounced Chet's name right. The penalty, instead of New Jersey setting up on the 48-49 yard line, they now move back inside close to the 30, and they'll have the ball, and they're going to put it down just about on the 30 with 5:29 to go.
Or earlier in the season would have taken that to the outside and just spent some more time running, not picking up the yards, but Walt Michaels has him turning upfield a little bit sooner now.
He's also getting a little weary because he's really been carrying the ball a lot. 6 straight 100-yard games. He's got it again. Goes into the middle. And he is brought down as he reaches the 37. They've got to go just across the 40 now for the first down. And John Nevins, the so-called designated hitter on Herschel Walker today, number 59, was at the bottom of the stack.
His nickname is Scrap Iron, and it's not because he still has a bullet lodged in his left leg. He got that while he was helping a friend lay carpet in the van, and some stranger just drove by and shot him in the leg. California a few years ago.
Not very nice. Nope. That old John Weck get his hands on that dude, huh?
300!
You got Walker wide to the bottom of the picture now as a wide receiver. They've got 3 wide people, and Flutie's checked off.
He's calling an audible, Keith. There's only 2 seconds left on the clock.
Little lob pass for Bowers, the tight end. Sam can't pull it down. Sam had it for a moment, but as he came down, the ball popped out, incomplete.
I don't know, Keith. I mean, the rule for a complete pass is that you have control and you put 2 feet on the ground. It looked like he may have had control. Then when you hit the ground, the ball popped loose. We'll take another look at it. Everyone does a good job picking up their blockers.
That's a good touch pass.
And watch, he has both hands on it, both feet on the ground, and he loses it as he touches the ground. Still a close call. Go with the judgment of the official.
Lonnie Harris is back for Rick Partridge punt. No pressure, and Rick nails it well. Harris at the 11. Penalty flag against Denver. Number 87 coming downfield for the Denver goal, Kelly Johnson, pushed a New Jersey pursuer in the back. A 52-yard punt, 11-yard return, and a flag against the goal.
Keith, he was trying so hard not to make contact. He lost position on the blocker.
Illegal use of hands on the return team doing the return.
He lost position on the man coming down to cover the kick, and you'll see it right here. He tries not to hit him. Watch his position right there. Up. But he just nudges him in the back. Take another look from a ground level camera. Right there. The official is right on the spot to make the call.
Now the Gold backed up. Ball is just near their 5-yard line. That's what I like to call be careful country.
Be conservative country.
Probably means Bill Johnson. Though not necessarily with a run and shoot. Johnson on the first down. Charles who had some time with the New York Giants out of Miami, in there, defensive end, to bring him down.
Flag on the play.
Okay, take it over here.
That's quarterback.
Will we take him all over?
Generals decline it.
By New Jersey.
Take that back all
It's
over.
a 5-yard penalty. They'll take the play instead. The gain was barely a yard. Second down, 9.
You saw a good shot of the defensive coach on the sideline there with the team all around. What they do when they're on the sideline is get ready for the next series. Make sure they correct any mistakes.
Sideline pattern, no good. Out of bounds. Coming across, Mark Lewis, number 88. But he had run out of real estate before the ball got to him.
Terry Justin. I talked to the receivers, Keith, before the game, and they all said that they felt that number 37, Jerry Holmes, was one of the best cornerbacks in the league for getting his hands on you and playing you in a bump and run technique and throwing you off your routes. That they considered it a personal challenge to go against him. They'd be aware of his talent, respect it, but they would still come after him.
What's the games?
Galliano, 1 out of 8. His one completion was for a 30-yard touchdown. Give it to Johnson on a draw. There's nothing there for Bill. Whoa, wait a minute. Fumbles the football. That extra effort, and the ball is loose, and there's nobody around it but white shirts, and Gregory Johnson picks it up. Johnson, fighting for extra yardage, had battled his way out to about the 13, then lost control of it, and there were no black shirts around the football.
You would never want, Keith, to ever stop a ball player from making that third and fourth effort, from trying, because that's the only way you make the great plays. But in a situation like this, he's caught. He can't shake somebody off his leg. The ball's loose, hanging on the outside. Defensive player just strips it. Suddenly you have a turnover with the New Jersey Generals in great field position just outside the 10-yard line.
They'll mark it at the 11, and Flutie gives to Herschel Walker. Walker is cut down in a hurry by John Nevins, number 59.
Flutie handing off to Herschel Walker.
They've spotted it at the 10, so that's about a yard pickup for Herschel. And I mean, Nevins got on him in a hurry.
With Herschel Walker, we said it all year long, the way to stop him is to get him before he gets ahead of steam past that line of scrimmage.
Jeff Speck is in. Flutie still got it. Wants to throw it. Sacked back at the 20. Brought down by Calvin Turner. 2-year man out of West Virginia, 6'3", 270.
Calvin Turner, he comes in this ball game with 10.5 sacks to his credit. Does a good job right here. He maintains his feet. He doesn't go for the fake. You see right there, he gets his arms up in the air, but he was still going forward. Flutie, being a small quarterback, they worked extra hard getting their arms up this week in practice and not being faked out by his quick moves.
Loss of 9, back to the 19. Broughton, Collins, wide. Little quick pop to Maurice Carthen, and Carthen is wrapped up as he gets to the 17. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and bring the New Jersey Generals kicking team onto the field.
Well, the defenses, Keith, for both teams have played a very good football game thus far, with the exception of the 2 big plays, one on either side of the field. They have held the offensive units.
Bruzak will be starting on the ground, but will kick off the grass. So his plant is going to be on the grass. A 34-yard field goal try, and it's in the heart. And with 28 seconds to play in the first quarter, the New Jersey Generals go out to the lead of 10-7, cashing in the turnover by the Denver Gold.
And against a team that's explosive, that's capable of scoring a lot of points in the ball game at any given moment from anywhere in the field, like the Denver Gold in their run and shoot offense, that's exactly what you have to do. Stay up on top of them, let them feel the pressure, let your offense come onto the field under control, loose, marching down the field, but always getting the points.
One of the things that they've been able to do, Denver has here in the first quarter, is keep New Jersey away from a sustained march, too. That inevitably winds up a prime goal against a running team like the Generals.
As long as their defense can contain the Denver Gold in the same fashion, not give up the big plays, you've got an even ball game.
Ruzek to kick off. Low bouncing kick, and it's taken by Brad Calip. Calip with some speed. Out of bounds he goes at the 37. Ruzek, the kicker, forced him to the sidelines where he stepped on the chalk. So Calip, almost disdaining his wedge that time, broke it up the near sidelines, and had it not been for Ruzek, he might have had the folks hollering here.
You'll see right here, number 24, Ernie Carswell, that was Calvin Lovall coming over, almost like faking a reverse there, Keith. I think it may have threw a few people off from New Jersey, but we've seen it, so I think sometime in the ball game, we can look for them to run that reverse on the kickoff return.
Operating now on the bare dirt on the infield portion of the stadium. First down from the 37. New Jersey leading 10-7 with 19 seconds to go in the first quarter. Johnson. And Bill Johnson across the 40 and close to the 41.
Bill Johnson, the ball carrier for Denver.
That time he did look a little tentative, Keith, coming into that hole. There wasn't a lot there. Instead of hitting it with power, he just stood there and danced around a bit.
That'll be the end of the first quarter here at Mile High Stadium in Denver. Our score, the New Jersey Generals 10 and the Denver Gold 7.
The unusual thing, of course, is New Jersey having more yards passing. 68 yards came on a Herschel Walker pass for a touchdown. They lost 9 yards when Doug Flitte was sacked. Herschel, thus far in the game, is responsible for 83 yards, but they have a -3 somewhere along the line, so their total cut turns out to be 80.
Second down and 6 from the 41 for Denver. Johnson. I mean, hit right there. 52 was the man that really stopped him. Mike Weddington. Weddington had him high. Somebody else had him low. It looked like Lockett. But it was Weddington that really locked him down for a yard loss back to the 40. Jim Byrne comes out, and Emmanuel Weaver comes back in. Weaver normally plays at a nose tackle, but out of a 4-man front, he becomes a tackle.
You see the secondary there. We're going to take a look at it and give you an idea of what adjustments they will have to make when the Denver Gold start sending people in motion, allowing their quarterback, Galliano, to get a pre-read, man-to-man zone.
3rd and 7. Well, they got him. They turned him back inside, and Charles Cook and James Lockett just never gave up. And James got there, wrapped him up. And so Denver's going to have to punt. Except for one play, the Generals' defensive people have controlled the run and shoot in this ball game.
They have. Matter of fact, Keith, in that first period of the play, there were 11 different possessions. And that's a testament to defense on both sides of the field.
10 white shirts up there.
I got picked up. Penetration around. My guy came up.
Kick is away by Asmus, angled away from the return man Knight. He gets a terrific bounce on it and knocks it out of bounds at the 20. So it's a 42-yard punt. No return by Asmus. 13:51 to minute. Glenn Swan on the Denver defensive team. The offense not terribly productive so far in the ball game, even though it's only 10-7.
Joe Herring is their defensive coordinator. Coach for the Pittsburgh Maulers prior to coming down here.
Flutie pitches to Walker. And Walker is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. The man who made the play was big Bruce Thornton out of Illinois. Had 3 years with the Dallas Cowboys, 1 year with the St. Louis Cardinals before coming to the USFL.
And here he just makes a great play. He plays off the blocker to the inside, finds a gap, and shoots that little gap to bring Herschel down. Stop him. He didn't actually go all the way down, but then he got some help.
Ball is inside the 15, so it's about a 6-yard loss on the play. Second down. Herschel again. This time is daylight. And it's first down, New Jersey at the 36. And a momentary temper fit on the field, but that's quickly put down. Tim Brett now with Bob Galliano, the Denver Gold quarterback.
Bobby, when we talked with your coach before the ball game, Mouse was telling us that there's not a defense that can stop this offense when it's functioning properly. What's been the problem so far? What are they doing defensively that's stopping you?
Well, they're not really doing anything that really surprises us. They're doing what we thought they'd do. We're not executing that well, basically, right now. There's a lot of game ahead, so I think we'll start getting the groove going and get some points going on the board. Just got to get it going. We're not executing real well.
Hey, Keith.
Flutie rolls it, lobs it, and Sam Bowers can't pull it down, and that's a bad pass by Doug. Well, it's difficult. It's a difficult pass by Doug because he was sprinting out, and when he went to plant and try to touch that ball into Bowers, he was on the dirt, and I think he slipped a little bit. It's a very, very hard pass to throw.
Now, he's a right-handed man who's rolling to his left. And you see there, he's got to open up his whole body. He's still on the move and throw it. That time, he was just trying to loft it in there because Sam Bowers was so wide open, and it got away from him.
I think we got a little rain shower hanging just outside the stadium. You know, the old cold air, hot air routine in the summertime around Denver. You can get a little shower every once in a while, but it won't last long, I don't think. Here's Walker again running in the middle and running with some power as he's up to about the 44-yard line.
Tempers are flaring very quickly on the field here, Keith. And I'm going to tell you what's happening. That time it was number 47, Steve Trimble, and number 58, Ken Hall. When Herschel's running with the football and he's hit by one man and the second man grabs him and he's not down, Herschel will sometimes just stop running, get the forward progress. It's like he's giving up because he knows he can't go any farther. Then you get a whole bunch of people jumping on top of him, trying to throw him down and lay a lick. Now the offensive lineman will come to his aid, to his rescue, so to speak, and they'll start knocking people off game before it's over.
Rick Partridge to punt. Penalty flag goes down. Rick's punt is way up and long into the end zone.
Partridge's kick is in and out of the end zone.
That's a 56-yard punt, but let's see about the penalty flag back up here at the line of scrimmage.
55 of it in the air.
Illegal formation on the kicking team. Only 6 men on the line of scrimmage.
Well, does Denver want to make him kick it again, or will they take it at the 20?
I think I'd take it at the 20.
Looks like that's what they're going to do.
From where he is punting the football, he has a good chance, Keith, of hitting a better punt inside the 20 or out of bounds, which would give the Denver Gold worse field position.
First half, Galliano quickly. To Leonard Harris, he gets away and gets a first down and runs out of bounds at the 33. Jerry Holmes came up that time, Swanee, and gave him a pop, but he just spun right off of him.
Was that Jerry Holmes, or I thought that was
might have been Johnson.
Kenny Johnson? I don't know. 37 and 32 is sometimes hard to tell. You only see a piece of that number, but you'll see who it is right here. Comes up, he makes a hit.
It's Johnson.
But he doesn't put his arms around him. Coaches get so mad at that. You know that, Keith? Defensive coaches about their players. They want you to hit hard, stick, but they always want you to wrap that arm around in case your blow doesn't knock the guy down.
Goal now with the first down just outside the 32. Only the second completion of the game for Galliano. Again, that sideline route and double coverage that time. First down as Bill Johnson runs the ball for 12 yards. Well, the story about Alabama and concerts, and I'm pretty sure the guys are not too happy to know that I'm in town, because I remember one night in Washington, D.C., there was a considerable festive event, a testimonial dinner for Paul Bryant. And Alabama was the featured performers, and they came out on stage, and just at the first chord of the guitar, the entire sound system blew out. And they never performed. Bill Johnson, incidentally, Swanee, has just gone past 1,000 yards. Now 1,008 on that run. He's got 43 today on 8 carries. Go! From the 43, first down. Weddington from the backside. He has to throw it short. And it's Phil Johnson said, "Hey, man, don't give me it here, because I'm in the middle of all these white shirts, and they're beating on me like a drum."
I'm watching it with my binoculars, Keith, and James Lockett, number 96, is coming through on the rush. Now, it's a screen play. You want the guys to come through. They let these guys come pouring through so Galliano can just drop it off, but Lockett slips. He slips on the ground. He can't rush the passer. So when he gets up, he looks over, and the ball's coming right to Johnson. He's standing right next to him. Play's designed well. It's a right call, but a mistake happens to be the right play for the New Jersey defense.
41-yard line, loss of about 3. Ball back close to the 40.
They use up the 30 seconds on the clock.
The 30-second clock. It's 5 yards.
Darrell Davis. They say necessity is the mother of invention. And Darrell Davis, throughout his career in colleges and as a head coach, always felt he had smallish people and not the biggest talent in the world. In order to be competitive, came up with a system that he calls the run-and-shoot offense.
Well, out of that at Portland State came Neil Lomax, Didier, the fine wide tight end for Washington Redskins.
He's also opened up the world of opportunity for the small and fast wide receivers.
Second down and long. Draw play with Bill Johnson, and this time Bill is hauled down after he picks up about 2 yards.
Bill Johnson, the ball carrier for Denver, making the tackle.
9:15 to go in the first half and getting quite dark. I think we can expect a bit of rain here in just a moment. There's all kinds of flat land around here, going eastward especially in Denver. One would wonder why in the world a thunderstorm is going to hit the stadium dead center, but finally it is. Third down at about 18. Weddington misses Galliano, dumps the ball off, and Gil Stiegel picks up some yardage, but nowhere near enough for a first down. And so in will come Asmus to punt now, and the wind is starting to swirl around. It's open at one end, partially open at least here at Mile High Stadium, so you can get the swirling winds. His best punt, 55 yards. His poorest punt, 42. This will be his 5th kick in the game.
Danny Knight looks like he's put on a few pounds there, Keith. He started the season as the wide receiver. Broughton came on to replace him, became the starter.
Asmus gets it out. Knight comes up for it, drops it, and covers it at the 24-yard line. Troy Johnson was down in a hurry and pestering Danny Knight on that reception of the punt. 34 yards on it, no return, 8:35 to go in the first half. Flutie drops the throw, and Harmon drifts out. He's open. Flutie goes downfield instead, and it's misconnections. Pass is incomplete and brings up 4th down and a punt.
And the rain is coming down.
Tonight,
all too often it has occurred.
Penalty flag as the punt is away. Of course, today being the final day of bumping, this is Lonnie Harris, and Harris trying to work loose, can't do it. They'll mark him down at about the 31, but remember, you got a penalty flag back at the line of scrimmage. 44-yard punt.
Defense, number 24 is offside.
Well, now that's not enough to bring up a first down situation for New Jersey. It was 4th and about 7. So New Jersey decides they'd rather let Denver go on and have the ball around their own 32 with 6 minutes and 11 seconds to play in the first half. A little bit light down. 30-yard touchdown pass Galliano to Harris for Denver. A turnover, fumble by Bill Johnson, giving New Jersey its 3 points and a 10-7 lead. Otherwise, the game has been the sole property of the defensive teams. Galliano, little quick step, delivers the ball outside to Stiegel, and Gil Stiegel out of Harding, a rookie, 5'9", 170, and he is a wide receiver that Mouse Davis and his staff like very much. He's got great speed. He picks up the better part of 6 yards there.
Well, in the training camp coming into the season, Darrell Davis had all his guys lined up, and if they couldn't run 4-4 or better, he figured in his mind that was one check against them. They weren't going to be around too long. And he just started working them, throwing the ball to see who had the best speed, the good hands, the quickness, which guys would hold up. Then he found the starting 4.
He figures they lose about 10 pounds.
10 to 22 pounds.
Per season. Galliano's pass again to Stiegel. It's good for a first down. at the 48-yard line of Denver. Ken Johnson and Kerry Justin were out there, and the rookie just kept wiggling around and got loose.
Real good job. One of the problems for a defensive back is that when the little receivers with that kind of speed have a cushion, all they need is a half a step, and they get around the corner and they're gone.
Galliano in the first quarter was 1 of 8. Second quarter, with 5:13 to play, he's 5 of 6. So Bobby is warming up. Johnson. I tell you, when that big guy gets that first step and plants, he's tough, isn't he?
He is very tough. The offensive line did a real good job finding him a hole. A little counter right here. The step to the outside, straight up the center. Then he meets the defensive line people and takes him a couple extra yards. But he is a big young man, 220 pounds.
Dale Johnson, 10 carries for 55 yards in the ball game. 4:29 to go in the first half and counting.
Keith, there's an awful lot of Johnsons in this ball game. There's Gregory Johnson and Kenny Johnson for the Generals. There's Bill, Kelly, Steve, and Troy Johnson, all playing for the Denver Gold.
Thank goodness they were in different numbers.
Come on.
Hey, Mark.
Johnson again. This time he's caught. Could not get away this time. Man on the bottom of it was Mike Weddington, 52. He went underneath and locked him down. Billy playing with he's had a very badly bruised rib cartilage, but is mostly well from that. Mike Weddington out of Oklahoma. Oklahoma Sooners. If they find somebody to play quarterback for them and keep Tillman, Johnson, and Carr healthy with that defensive team they've got coming back, boy, hold on to your picnic basket. I think they've got a chance to be really tough. Loss on that last play.
Nice.
Third down. They need about 2. Galliano goes short with it. Gets his first down on the bullet. Thrown to number 80, Leonard Harris. He caught it right in front of Gregory Johnson, the free safety. And that will be a first down for the Denver Gold. As we look here to a penalty, and it's on New Jersey.
On number, did he say 25?
I think so, John Preston.
Preston, the designated hit man for the defensive secondary. When he's not back in that secondary and laying licks on people, they lose quite a bit of their effectiveness.
Well, the penalty and the play is just about the same. They've apparently taken the penalty instead of the play, and thereby robbing Leonard Harris of 5 yards of pass reception.
He'll talk to them about that during the meeting come Monday or Tuesday. He's in the contest with, I'll tell you, when you look at the stats for the league, if you're not from Houston or Denver, with just a couple of guys from Oakland, that's, you're not going to be in the top 10 of pass receiving in this league.
Johnson. Bill Johnson runs it down to the 32. In first downs, Denver now with 7. New Jersey has only 3 first downs.
Yeah, but what they've had is great field position throughout the day, which is one of the reasons they're up by 3. And, of course, the turnover by Harris giving them that field position.
2.5 minutes to go in the first half. They'll be second down off the dirt now, and 4 for Denver. Rain is let up. Jeremiel Nickel, that means there's 5 defensive backs. That alerts the receivers who have some options themselves. Penalty flag as Weddington jumps on Galliano and knocks him down for a sack and a loss back to about the 38-yard line.
Galliano is up there dodging Lockett.
Holding 78 on the offense.
Ray Wagner tackle. They'll refuse to take the play with big loss on it. Ray Wagner is 6'3" out of Penn State and Kent State at a mere 280. Growing more.
A mere 280?
Yeah. He's only 20. Well, he's probably full grown by now. He's
They're growing them small at Kent State, huh?
You got a timeout on the field as we come to the 2-minute mark. 2 minutes to play in the first half. And we
business at hand. The USFL, where football is still a game.
The preceding message was furnished by the United States Football League.
Looking over the defense for the New Jersey Generals, Frank Mathias and Emmanuel Weaver are both in there as tackles on a 4-man front. And they are without Freddie Gilbert, who is really the quickest of the pass rushers for the New Jersey Generals. Back goes Galliano on 3rd and 10. Good protection, pass thrown underneath. Penalty flag is going to wipe it out, I think. I bet you got a holding call. The pass was caught by Troy Johnson and would have had a first down. But
74 on the offense, holding. Still third down.
Tennessee, Chattanooga.
He had that real guilty look on his face. The flag was thrown. He turned around, his arms were spread out. To go, what did I do? Look at the pressure right there. Jerry Holmes.
Yeah, but he got whooped on that one.
Well, he got up there and got a push on him. He got beat because there was another man picking right there on the side. You don't get that pick, and Jerry Holmes is right on top of him. Those are the kinds of things that are tactics you have to use when you get someone out there who is going to be real tight on your coverage.
Picks are illegal.
So what? I ran for 9 years in Pittsburgh. Never got called. Sorry, Chuck, but it's true. It's true.
3rd down and 20. Denver 1 out of 8 on 3rd down conversion. The pressure coming from the outside. James Lockett. So Big Jim is having a big day. That is the 4th sack of the Denver quarterback, and that'll get Asmussen the ball game to punt. And that's the 2nd time that Lockett's been able to deck him.
He's having a pretty good day there. 4 down lineman. He's coming in from the outside.
Number 80, Danny Knight.
James Lockett and Maurice Carthen, the roommates. Says Lockett likes to play his music all night long, and Carthen likes to get his sleep.
New Jersey spends a timeout here, stopping the clock at 1:38, anticipating perhaps that Danny Knight will get some return on the punt by Asmus and get him in field position and give him a little time to move the ball on down the field.
Keith, I returned 49 punts on a fair catch when I was a rookie in Pittsburgh. And one of the worst formations I ever had to catch a punt from, and we did it from time to time, was the one return man by himself, because you just have no idea sometimes of what you should do. Yep. I mean, if the ball's a really high punch, you got to concentrate, get under it, move towards the ball. It's always helpful to have someone to tell you how close the coverage team is.
Now, this is the thing these days, but I remember days when coaches would send 3 people back. Catch the ball, they scream. Don't let it bounce, especially on the artificial surface. I mean, the ball just rolls away. They get a little pressure on it, but Asmus gets off a fine kick, and there'll be no chance at a return for Knight as it comes down like a soft 9-iron and spins right out of bounds at the 17-yard line. This is also the kind of a day in Denver where it gets folks off the golf course with a thunderstorm like this lurking around. It turns that old club into a lightning rod.
It sure does. Do you have a 1-iron in your bag, Keith?
I do. I love to hit it. I don't carry it for the same reason Lee Trevino does.
You mean you kind of sandbag somebody into a bed or two?
No. He figures it's the safest thing you can have because even the Lord Carthen fumbles the ball. Denver may have it inside the 15.
They do.
Coming up with it is Calvin Turner. So the Generals turn it over and give the Denver Gold an opportunity with 1:23 to play in the first half, and the Gold have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
Take a look. You see Carthen just loses the ball. Might have been a little bit wet. Maybe his jersey was wet and it slid right through him. We have had a little bit of rain. Ground, the grass a little bit slippery. In any case, it's a Denver Gold ball at the 15-yard line, a perfect opportunity to go up by 4.
Benson White in motion. Give the ball to Bill Johnson. Picks his way in the middle down to about the 12. I'll finish the story on what Lee Trevino said about the winner in case you haven't heard it. It's well advertised that he carries it, he says, because even the Lord can't hit the 1 iron.
He gets hit by lightning.
They're letting that clock run. Why don't they spend the time out?
I don't know.
They've got 3.
I wonder if they're even looking at the clock.
Wasted a lot of time there. Galliano goes for White, and White's got it and stops the clock inside the 5. First and goal, Gold, with 42 seconds to play in the first half. Now, they wasted 16 seconds by not calling a timeout.
They sure did, but it becomes a moot point with the ball inside the 5-yard line if they go ahead and score the touchdown. John Preston, number 25.
Well, here is a position, though, that now you would like to run the ball with Bill Johnson.
And Billy Johnson's a guy who's got the weight and the size and speed just to take it over for you with very little blocking. You see there the 42 seconds on the clock.
And they have spent a timeout here, getting a drink of water and time to talk about things. They have 2 timeouts remaining.
4 guys in. Ready to start.
Well, you heard the coach call the play. He said if they blitz, and they did.
They blitz.
That left Johnson with nobody between him.
And when he said option, he meant the either the quarterback carries the ball in the end zone or the option flip out to Bill Johnson. And again, Galliano just read the defense. They came. See right there, he takes a little bit of lick, but he's backing up. Johnson goes in untouched.
That's the 11th touchdown rushing for Bill Johnson, and that is a new Denver team record. And Asmus for the extra point try. And it's good. So with 38 seconds to play in the first half, we got a penalty flag and a personal foul here, roughing the kicker.
Captain.
They'll mark it off on the kickoff. It's 14-10 Denver. The Denver turnover produced a 3-point play. Denver will kick off from the 40. Danny Knight and Rod Pegues are the deep people for New Jersey. And they really shouldn't have a return here because you figure Asmus is going to knock it out of the end zone from here. Though, on the other hand, he might try to squib it.
Base kickoff, let's go!
And then force them to pick the ball up, run it, and make the tackle well inside the 20. I'd say he'd just kick it off, Keith. Why take a chance? 38 seconds on the clock. You're up by 4.
Kicking off for the goal, number 9, Jim Asmus.
If he were to kick it off and the New Jersey Generals got the ball in good field position, a good pass or two, a good run by Walker or Carthen, they could be in field goal position.
It's well back in the end zone. Knight. Pegues rolls around for a while, but finally Pegues picks it up, and they've called it dead in the end zone. They'll bring it back out to the 20.
And the clock is running.
Now it stops at 33.
Yeah, I think I'm that guy.
14-10, the Denver Gold. The defensive people have pretty well controlled this football game, both sides.
He seemed awfully relaxed and loose today before the game, Keith. I talked to him briefly on the field, and he said that he's been throwing the ball much better in practice this week and anticipated that he'd be getting the ball in the air quite a bit more. Well, what happened on the clock is that there were 38 seconds on the clock. The clock doesn't start until the man catches the ball and then begins his return to field. They caught it and downed it right away, but the timekeeper ticked off 5 seconds on the clock. What do you think?
Rolling. And Flutie calls a timeout. Now I think he's changed his mind. Now he says he doesn't want it. So they'll just let it go ahead and go into the clubhouse at a 14-10 score.
Got the officials mixed up. They're waving their arms and they're circling their arms, and it looks like the guy's giving signals out there to a train.
Go back to Herschel again. And he runs in for the first down at about the 33, and that stops your clock while they move the chains with 13 seconds remaining on the clock. Now he's far enough up the field, I suppose, that he could load up and let one fly to somebody. New Jersey has called one more timeout, so they have one remaining, and they're probably looking to see whether or not Walt Michaels wants to take this opportunity to show a trick play or some such thing.
Number 79, Pat Oberon, the right defensive tackle, being helped off the field on that last play. He was very slow to get up and looked as if he got caught in the bottom of that run. May have been stepped on. He had a problem early in the year. He dislocated a finger, slowed up some of his progress on the line, not being able to grab onto people and make tackles.
He's a considerable loss if he's not able to come back, because he's the right side defensive tackle. Pat had a Walker on a sweep. And Herschel is short of the first down. The clock will keep rolling, and looks like they're going to let it go off. Nope, they've called timeout one more time, and another Denver goal player.
With all due respect to the ability of Herschel Walker,
he's
the
out.
way he's been running the game, I don't understand why they didn't throw the ball in the air on those two plays.
Well, they've got trips right this time with Walker out of the lineup and Flutie back to throw.
If he gets enough time, he'll just throw it deep into the
There's
end
a
zone.
penalty flag. He lets it go as far as he can throw it. It is intercepted. Number 55, Craig Walls has got it. Walls comes back up the field, still going, and finally knocked out of bounds. So Craig Walls got the ricochet. There's a penalty flag back up the field. It's a call against New Jersey. The halftime is over. And so the Denver Gold at halftime leads the New Jersey Generals by a score of 14-10. And the sun is out bright, the rain is gone, the snow is still on the Rockies, and we'll be back with the halftime activities after this message between the Baltimore Stars and Orlando. It was 21-10 halftime, Orlando, but Baltimore got it in gear in the second half and pulled away to a 34-21 victory, with Kelvin Bryant having a big night. And then last night, the Oakland Invaders, with Bobby Hebert having another good ball game, came from behind with a final period touchdown to beat the San Antonio Gunslingers 24-21 for their 9th win of the season. As part of that story, Jim Bates resigned as the head coach of San Antonio, and Gil Stanke returned to the sidelines as the coach. And of course, the stories continue about financial troubles for the San Antonio Gunslingers. Also last night, Pepper Rogers' philosophy of letting a big dog hunt apparently is still working for him. But also last night, against a good team in Tampa Bay, the offense had an extraordinary evening. Mike Kelly with big numbers, throwing here to Derek Crawford. Crawford didn't see the ball at all in the first half last week, was all over the field in the first half, catching a touchdown pass there for the Memphis Showboats. And the Showboats rolling right along in the hunt for position in the playoff structure, as Greg Moser here with a 13-yard touchdown reception to make it 14-0 in the first quarter. And they went on to jump out to a 21-0 lead in the first quarter. And watch this unusual play. The return by Tampa Bay, Alvin Bailey. He's going to get bumped here. Ball pops right into the arms of Leonard Coleman, and Coleman canters off into the end zone. That particular play made it 31-7, and it was an easy one for the Memphis Showboats, winning 38-14 over the Tampa Bay Bandits last night.
Flutie and his fiancée Lori were White House guests of President and Mrs. Reagan, being a viable marketing vehicle.
Because the ball hung up there for so long. So he's out around the 20, and that's where the New Jersey Generals will go to work. Same lineup we saw starting the ball game. One little note here as we look at the first half stats, and again to re-emphasize the point that really the defense has been dominant here in the first half of play. And the one thing in particular that New Jersey has not been able to generate any long march.
Well, all the yards that they have come through Herschel Walker. He has 130, and the rest of the offense is at a -6.
Ball is given to Walker, and Herschel slants in for 3 on the first carry of the second half. John Nevins right there to nail him. So old Scrap Iron is doing his job today. It's going to be a very tight turnaround for the Denver Gold, too, because they have to play. They are at home. That's one plus on it. But the schedule makers have got them playing the Oakland Invaders here Thursday night. They'll just barely be over the aches and pains by the time they go into the game.
That's a tough matchup for them, too.
Flutie pitches back to Walker again. Herschel, that's going to be a face mask. I think Stan Blinka was the man that will be charged with the inadvertent face mask. He reached for Walker, and immediately the flag came out.
On the defense.
So they attack on 5, and that's going to make it a first down for the New Jersey Generals as the ball comes out around the 30.
We'll see it right here. Herschel going through the hole. He gets to the hole, head, neck snapped around.
It doesn't make it a first down. That's short steps.
Really? Number 79. Oh, by the way, number 79, Pat Ogren, and 99, Calvin Turner are back in the ballgame.
It's second down and about a yard.
438. 438.
Little misdirection with Walker. Hit, spins off of it, gets the first down. He got out to the 31 before he was turned back.
The field at the end of the first half, Pat Ogren, number 79, comes back in. Make a real good play there. In the first half, Keith, both teams had 9 possessions each.
Well, that tells you something about the defense, doesn't it?
Yes, the ball just going back and forth, chewing up the grass.
188. 188.
Second and 10. They're working Herschel to start the second half, and he's got about 8 yards on that carry right up the middle. Nothing fancy. I mean, it's just here I come, stop me.
Pat Ogren, number 79.
They're going to turn it over. Let's go.
It'll be third down. It's a long 2.
Pick up 8 on the play. Makes it 3rd and 2.
Walker's had 6 consecutive 100-yard plus games, and he also, I guess Houston went for 233, which is the league standard. He has 74, as you saw right now. Got it again. And he's got the first down. Steve Trimble and Doug McCullough. McCullough the first contact, and Trimble took him high trying to hold him, but couldn't. And so the markers are moved out to the 43.
We'll take a look at it. See the pursuit of the linebackers there. Number 58 is Tom Kilkenny. You see him right there. Shoot the gap right there, make contact. See number 70, Doug Nicolas making contact, and number 47's Steve Trimble.
First down from the 43, Walker again. What was this about him being tired?
Well, he is tired, Keith, but I think Walt Michaels has decided that the offense needs to gear up, needs to get going, and even though Herschel Walker may be tired from being worked for so many weeks, he's still the key, and he's going to get worked a little bit more. That's all there is to it.
Second and 7. Flutie's still got it. Looking at Collins. Going to keep it now. And he dives for the marker, and he's past the marker on this side. But I think the marker on this side is a little off kilter for the marker on the other side, but still he just gets it past for the first down.
Keith, Nate Miller was covering number 82, Clarence Collins, on the play. While Flutie was scrambling around, he was looking for Collins, hoping he'd break open, but he didn't. But as soon as Doug Flutie crossed that line of scrimmage, Nate Miller left Clarence Collins, and came up to try and be of some help on the play. But he used very good judgment in not leaving that receiver for a long time.
Ball is at the inside the 47 of Denver. Down the middle, Broughton, great catch, Walter at the 16. Nate Miller brought him down, but it was a high leaping catch by Walter Broughton, who's not all that big himself. Walter's 5'11", 175 out of Jacksonville State.
Offensive line does a great job of giving Doug time, a little sidearm. But what Broughton does is goes up for the ball, Keith. He just took position away from Miller by jumping up in the air, catching the ball at the high point, and holding on to it.
Now the Generals are knocking on the door. First down at the Denver 16. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Herschel Walker. 12, 4 yards.
Tackle for Denver by Tom Kilkenny, number 58.
John Nevin's being worked on now. Flexing his ankle there. He's the man whose assignment today was go wherever Herschel goes as best you can. Walker gets off the corner. Well, they jump on him all right. And there's a penalty flag thrown by the linesman. And we might have an inadvertent face mask there.
Face mask, number 55 on the defense.
That's Walls, Craig Walls, the man whose job it is to follow Doug Flutie wherever he goes when he's in the ball game in the nickel defense.
While they mark off the penalty, Birmingham out to a 14-0 first quarter lead over now 21-0 first quarter lead over Los Angeles. Steve Young didn't start, pinched nerve in the neck, and Arizona 7-0 over Portland in the first quarter. The ball goes now to the 5-yard line of Denver, where it's first and goal.
This is the most impressive drive, the only real drive we've seen so far by the New Jersey Generals.
And touchdown, Herschel Walker. He went over the left side. Stroth and Hall gave him the crack. And once he's got stride, he's going to get you for 4 or 5, and 5 was all he needed there.
Certainly was. That's the 13th touchdown for the year. Herschel Walker, he came in the game with 11. Caught a big touchdown play in the first play of the game, and now this one. Touchdown keyed by his strong running down the length of the field.
Ruzak's extra point kick is good. In that drive, Herschel Walker carried 10 times for 31 yards. And we're going to have a penalty as Ruzak making it a 17-14 New Jersey lead. A foul called against Mike Talaferro of Denver. And so the Generals, Ruzak will kick from midfield, the 50-yard line.
See a couple of guys back there backing up the cheerleaders there, Keith. I guess the women in the stands appreciate it.
Do I detect the tone of envy in your voice?
No envy. Just a few less girls for me to watch.
Deep in the end zone, Lonnie Harris will not return it, and so the Denver Gold will take possession first down at their 20, trailing. Go! Galliano. Passes away, got a man wide open, and it's a first down at the 35-yard line. Pass caught by Mark Lewis. The New Jersey defender slipped on the play a little bit, and that gave Lewis the time. They put him at the 34. New Jersey Generals going to the lead, playing for a share of the lead in the Eastern Conference, with Tampa Bay losing last night to the Memphis Showboats.
Mark Lewis looks a little small in that number 88 in black and gold. Last number 88, I knew was a big guy who wore that number. Don't you think, Keith? 12 plays, 7 minutes.
Johnson. And Bill Johnson is tripped up by Jim Byrne. Just about the time he planted that first foot to make his cut to the outside where he had a little room. Byrne got a hold of it. Big Jim. Ball is at the 37-yard line of Denver. Second down, about 8.
Wisconsin lacrosse, or was that something he played at Wisconsin?
No, Wisconsin lacrosse. Galliano gets it away. He's got a man, and it's dropped. Oh, my goodness. Leonard Harris had the ball right in his hands and dropped it.
That's 2 on the day for number 80, Lyndon Harris out of Texas Tech. He had Gregory Johnson and Ken Johnson both beat on this play. He made an excellent adjustment to the ball as Galliano led him to the outside. But right there, he just let the ball go right between his hands.
That might have been 6.
That would have been 6. I don't think anybody was going to catch Harris had he held on to the ball.
Galliano has a string of 7 straight completions broken by that drop.
So we don't count it.
It's 3rd down and 8 now. This is Vincent White. He's got a first down inside the 20 to the 15. Notice what Mouse Davis decided to do here in the 3rd quarter on this possession. Go a little deeper with his routes.
I think he feels his quarterback was getting enough time, was getting some protection, wanted to put more pressure. That's a half roll by Galliano. He almost slips and falls down here. But he finds Vincent White, number 44, for a 48-yard pickup on the play. And he almost gets away here, but you'll see number 32, Ken Johnson, come across the top. He tried to strip the ball away from him as he made the tackle, but Vincent White, the young Stanford grad, held on to it.
And it's first down Denver at the New Jersey 15. Little dump out to Johnson out of the backfield, and he's going to have a first down. Let's see about the penalty flag. Penalty flag thrown by apparently the back judge, and it may be against Denver.
I see Jerry Holmes clapping his hand.
Holding defense number 32. Penalties decline.
They called Kenny Johnson for the hold, so it was an act by Jerry Holmes, and it's going to be first down and goal for the Denver Gold at the New Jersey 3.
Jerry Holmes thought for sure it was called against the Denver Gold. While he was jumping up and down, Bill Johnson was chewing up some territory, getting them in scoring position.
5:10, 3rd quarter left to play. 17-14, the Generals leading by 3.
Nickel!
Johnson, touchdown.
Well, certainly Mouse Davis is giving Bill Johnson every opportunity to make his prediction come true, to have a great game. Right now he's matching Herschel Walker touchdown for touchdown. Each man has scored 2 for their ball club. Well, watch the effort. He's 220 pounds. He's wrapped up there. He's hit, but the legs keep moving, and he stays on his feet for the touchdown.
This extra point now begins to take on some importance. 4 points, a whole lot different than 3. Got it. So the Denver Gold respond. New Jersey takes the opening second half kickoff, goes for a touchdown. Denver comes right for Bay. Birmingham out to a 21-0 lead over Los Angeles in the first quarter. And if New Jersey can come back and win, then you would have 3 teams at 9-4 in the Eastern Conference. And so that game next Sunday would be for the conference lead, or at least a share of it. Kick beyond the end zone, and New Jersey now will come back with the ball at the 21st down. 4:47 to go in the 3rd.
Will battle it out against the fierce Tampa Bay Bandits. It all starts live at 2:30 Eastern next Sunday on the USFL.
All right, we've exchanged touchdown marches now here in this 3rd quarter. And let's see as New Jersey comes out for its second possession. Flutie, 3 out of 10, 104 yards. He's been picked off 1 time. Didn't mean anything, came at the close of the half. Maurice Carthen, caught from behind, penalty flag, Calvin Turner, slicing in to make the play for Denver.
He came all the way from his outside defensive end position across.
89 on the offense. The penalties decline.
That's Sam Bowers. But Turner came all the way across from the top to make
Bill
that
Johnson
stop.
right now, the man for Denver with Tim Brent.
Keith, he's been the workhorse on this side, 71 yards, far short of the 200 that you wanted to get today. But I would imagine, as you said earlier, with Herschel on the other side, it's been incentive and motivation for you.
Oh, yeah, you know, I'm going to keep chugging and chugging and chugging all day long, and hopefully I get that 200-yard game.
You feel like you can move anytime against them now?
Well, they're playing a lot of nickel, so, you know, we might draw and screen a little more.
All right, Keith.
Soft-spoken big man.
Yep, nickel, of course, is.
Correction, the holding penalty is accepted. First down.
The nickel, as you referred to, is against 5 defensive backs, as Denver accepts the holding penalty against
I
New
couldn't
Jersey.
understand why they wouldn't. They had 5-yard loss on the sack. This takes them back to the 10-yard line, but it restores the down. So instead of 2nd and 15, they're looking at 1st and 20, but still a little bubble back here. And you got a little fire going.
Right there. Stop!
Herschel Walker. And I'll tell you, the big fellas are whacking each other.
They certainly are. We've talked a great deal about the defenses of both teams, but the defensive coordinator for the Denver Gold is a man by the name of Joe Herring. Was a 1965 graduate of Bucknell University, and I was a company commander of truck convoys in Vietnam as a first lieutenant. Back in 1978, he was also a special teams and linebacker coach for Walt Michaels again, and with the New York Jets. So he's had a long career coaching football.
Second down, about 18. Flutie gets his pass away, and a penalty flag as Sam Bowers comes down with the ball. That's a heck of a catch by Sam, and they may flag Darrell Hemphill here.
All right, Darrell Hemphill was up in the air, all over his back, but Big Sam came down with it anyway.
Number 25 on the defense.
Well, he's playing an aggressive game, and he saw the ball coming to Big Sam Bowers. He goes up in the air right there. He just grabbed him on the helmet a little bit there and around the shoulders. Sam Bowers caught the ball anyway. Good effort, good concentration. Sam going up for it with one hand, slowing it down before bringing up the other hand to make the catch.
And, of course, that's first down. Football is marked at the 27 of New Jersey. So they got a little room to operate. Pitch it to Herschel for a sweep. And 6 yards. Terry Irvin, a rookie out of Colorado, made the tackle that time.
Keith, on teams like Denver, where the head coach, Darrell Davis, spends really all of his time working with the offense, you know, it's important to note who your defensive coordinator is, because he's a man who is primarily in charge of that defensive unit, and it's really almost like having 2 head coaches.
Herschel now with 24 carries of 101 yards. So he's got 7 straight.
100-yard rushing games in a row.
Second down, short 4. Carthen. And Maurice Carthen gets up near the 32. Maybe that's where they're going to put him down. 32.
Tackle.
He's close
going. I wasn't racing. I was a little worried when they were driving around there.
I have never tried to drive a car in Monte Carlo. And I'll tell you something else. I'm never going to walk the golf course again either. It was a first down, just short of the 33. Herschel Walker with that little skip step. And now they tackle him and stop him. And they're going to mark him up near the 40-yard line on that. From the 37 to the 40, give him 3 on that carry. And the clock shows 1:10 to go in the third quarter. Birmingham is now out to a 28-0 lead in the second quarter. Joe Cribbs has scored. That's against Los Angeles.
7 consecutive 100-yard games. The man who was in there on the stop, number 56, is Terry Irving, a rookie out of Colorado.
Second and 7, Walker again. This time he takes a lick. I mean, he really got whacked. John Nevins and Bruce Thornton both just blistered him. But he still was strong enough to go ahead and pick up yardage. Now New Jersey starting to grind it out against the Denver Gold.
Denver Gold, a very young football team, Keith, in experience. Found out last night that the average years of experience for the Denver Gold is 2 years.
Wow, that is it.
And when you figure they have 13 rookies, and the rookie doesn't have a single year of experience.
Flutie, play action. Goes short with it. Pass good to Walker out of the backfield. Herschel's got a first down and a lot more. Bumped out of bounds at the Denver 25, and the third quarter is over with Denver leading by a score of 21-17. And we'll be back after this message and a word from our local stations. New Jersey Generals trailing by 4 on a drive as we go into the final period of play. The USFL on ABC.
Whatever, but he's on the sideline right now. In a situation like this, 3rd and short, 3rd and 2, it's the kind of place you want Maurice Carthen in the ball game.
Good blocker. Walker's got it. Second effort, short of the first down. He had to get to the 15. He didn't get there. So it brings up 4th and about 1. And a decision from Walt Michaels.
Well, right now, Walt Michaels is standing there. He signaled for his team to hold right there. And he just said, go for it. Talking to Doug Flutie, the flick of the wrist. Stay there and get me a first down, boys.
It's 4th and 1. Over the top, first down, Herschel Walker.
He had to get to the 15-yard line exactly.
Well, the linesman came walking right down the yard marker, right down the 15-yard line.
And look, very good defensive penetration. They tunnel low. They don't let the offensive line fire out too far. Herschel goes up behind the line of scrimmage, comes down, looks like he's over the top beyond the first down marker. Now let's take another look from the defensive perspective. Again, they're staying low, driving the offensive line back. Herschel leaps over the top. You see right there. Ooh, I don't know.
Oh, I think he's got it. Ball's right on the 15.
Yeah. He had that ball tucked in. His head just got over that 15-yard line. He got it.
By the nose of the pigskin.
You can tell by the boos, it doesn't make the Denver fans happy. Mouse doesn't like it, but the chain was brought out and measured. It was a first down. You take a look. Herschel Walker goes up. He comes down. You see his shoulders hit right at the 15-yard line. They mark the ball at the same spot.
Flutie's got it on a bootleg. Great block from Jeff Speck to get into the 5 or close to it. He was knocked out by Darrell Hemphill, but it was Jeff Speck who leveraged the defender out of the way, and Flutie turned it big.
When Flutie turned it big and got knocked out of bounds, he also took out a cheerleader. But good fake to Herschel. He rolls a bootleg, and here's a block you're talking about. Well, it's right there on the outside. We can't see it there, but Flutie cuts inside. Has a big hole, then back to the outside. Now watch as he goes out of bounds. He takes... Oh. He keeps going and takes the cheerleader out.
He's short of the first down. They're at the 6-yard line. Second down, 1. Walker. And there's your first down at the 4. I don't know who it was. Stan Blinka, who played under Walt Michaels with the New York Jets for 5 years, rolled him down. And we've got a Denver man shaken up on the play, Bruce Thornton, slow to get up. Might be a cramp. Timeout call for the injured player. And the crowd has grown bigger. As we told you earlier, Alabama is scheduled to have a concert immediately following the ball, well, about a half an hour or so. And timeout now for Bruce Thornton. Herschel Walker now totals 114 yards on 31 carries. New Jersey's had the ball for 8 minutes and 55 seconds. They go to Walker in the middle. He's close to the goal line, but he's not there. He's down on the 1. Nevins, John Nevins on the bottom of the stack. What? For the play in the trenches today, it's been about as good as we've seen all year.
It's been outstanding. They played extremely well. Now they're coming up with the big play, stopping New Jersey. But now it seems like New Jersey has changed its mind. They're sending Doug Flutie back out into the field.
Now they've called a timeout. Flutie had come off the field with Ruzek, the place kicker, going out. And then Flutie came back. And then they decided, let's not mess around here and get a 5-yard penalty running out the 30-second clock. Let's talk about it, and then we'll make our decision. With 10 minutes and 58 seconds to play in the game, it's New Jersey.
Fun is the most important business at hand. The USFL, where football is still a game.
The preceding message was furnished by the United States Football League.
On 4th and a yard, 4th and goal, New Jersey's going. Denver's loaded up the defense. They've got 5-6 linebackers in there. Maurice Carthen back in the game. You got to figure Walker here. He's got it. He dives. It's touchdown. So they gamble and get it.
And the classic confrontation, the goal line stance. The big men in the trenches make the difference here. It was New Jersey that was able to just get a slight push, get the defensive line back. Herschel Walker takes advantage of it with his leaping ability and his speed.
Extra point, good. And your score is now 24-21 as you see Walker going over the top.
Right
and
there.
Clearly in.
Superman.
So 3 points on the New Jersey side in almost 9 minutes. And the ball is deep in the end zone and will not be returned by Lonnie Harris. The Denver Gold will go to work, first down and 10 from their own 20. And here's Tim Brandt now with Maurice Carthen.
Keith and Swanee, you were exactly right about the laceration on his nose. It's been bleeding profusely, but they have stitched it up. How did you cut your nose, Maurice?
Oh, when I ran the last play, I ran the ball on, I fell in the face mask, caught me in the nose.
Fell right on your face?
Yes,
Did they stitch it up or just put some Steri-Strip Band-Aid?
They just Steri-Stripped it right now.
Oh, the fun part's yet to come. Then after the game, they're going to put some sutures in there, Keith.
Well, if they win it, it won't hurt so much.
Well, I hope he's going back in the ball game because without Maurice Carthen, they are sorely lacking in a real strong blocker in that backfield.
Here come the goal from the 20. Galliano makes it, keeps it. Sideline pattern, no. He went instead to number 80, Leonard Harris. He had a man over there on the sidelines and open, but he tried to get the ball to Harris in front of Johnson and couldn't do it.
Kenny Johnson, the man covering on the play. We've seen Leonard Harris make some great catches today. We've also seen him drop 2 big ones in the afternoon, and so it's not been his best day. We talked about the defensive people on both sides. The defensive coordinator for the Generals who's doing a great job today is Dale Lindsey. Played 9 years for the Cleveland Browns and doing a real good job here the last 3 years with the New Jersey Generals.
2nd and 10. Galliano's pass caught by Bill Johnson. Got a first down. Big Bill crossed the 40 and out to the 42.
John Preston, number 25, make the tackle, and both he and Johnson are getting up rather slowly. While Big Bill was lumbering down the sideline, Keith, number 27, Gregory Johnson, came over to make a stop, the free safety, and Johnson just gave him a little wiggle, a little waggle, sent him on his way to the sideline and picked up another 8 yards.
The last 2 Denver possessions have produced touchdowns, as well as the last 2 New Jersey possessions. The offense is catching up here in the second half after the defense dominated the first. Galliano stumbles, gets his pass away, and it is incomplete. And he's lucky to avoid the sack there. I wonder if that sore leg is causing Galliano trouble. He stumbled a lot today.
He's stumbling quite a bit. He was rolling back, and number 93, Charles Cook, was in there, and he's being blocked, and he just fell up against his own blocker Charles Cook tried to reach over and grab him, couldn't get him. And Galliano just spun him through where he knew that there was a receiver in the area, but really just threw it away.
Second down and 10. The ball at the 42.
Nickel!
Time remaining. 9 minutes and 47 seconds in the game. 24-21, New Jersey.
Go!
Wind gusting around in the stadium. Bill Johnson, up the middle he goes. First down. Down to the New Jersey 40. Johnson is slow to get up, but he's all right. Meantime, back upfield, and New Jersey man is down. Another look at it.
We'll take another look, a little counter step right there. And watch the moves this big man has. As he runs through, weaves his way, little move right there. And the rest is all power. But he got off the field, Keith. He was holding his left arm. I don't know whether it's his arm or shoulder that's the problem, but he was just holding that left arm very carefully.
Johnson now on 17 carries with 89 yards in the ball game, and the hurt general is John Miller, the right outside lineman. On the line when the New Jersey Generals play at Tampa Bay next Sunday. You'll see it here on ABC at 2:30. The Denver Gold will have the leaders of the Western Conference, the Oakland Invaders, here at Mile High Stadium on Thursday night. It'll be a short week for them. Just short of the 40. First down. Johnson back in the ball game, and he is hit right. Well, they're going to give him a yard pickup on that carry. Not much deception on that particular play. He just turned around and gave it to him. Vince Evans, who started the season as the quarterback, gave way to Galliano, and the main reason for that reflected in completion percentage and interceptions.
Last week, Galliano was hurt. Vince Evans came in, threw 3 touchdown passes, had a good game. We thought Galliano would not play, and we thought that Vince Evans might be the starter this afternoon.
Sideline to Vincent White has a first down, and they get him at the 27-yard line of New Jersey. 8:27 to play in the ball game, and New Jersey leading 24-21.
The fans are a little upset. They thought that a penalty should be thrown. A penalty flag should have been thrown. But it was just an aggressive tackle. Take a look at the kind of protection that Bob is getting back there when he drops back to throw. We'll see the hit here by Justin as he reaches up and just grabs him on the side of the helmet. It was not a face mask.
Flags! Go! Negative!
Play action to Johnson. Galliano has time. Sideline almost picked off. Good timing play by number 26, Kerry Justin, cutting in front of Mark Lewis, and could not pull it in. That score at Birmingham at halftime is now 35-7 over Los Angeles. Stout has thrown 4 touchdown passes.
Go Cliffy, a Penguin from Youngstown State. Mouse is trying to bring his team back.
Wait a minute. That ball is on the 28-yard line, and he went out of bounds at the 27, and the yard marker is closer to the 27, but the ball has been put down on the 28. Costing Denver a yard. Somebody ought to spot that and go say, wait a minute, guys, you're taking a yard away from us. And Denver's called a timeout now. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining. 8:22 to go in the game, and it's New Jersey leading by 3. Down and 10, and they have remarked the ball back where it was supposed to be. 24-21, and the wind now is real trouble. It's just whirling around. Galliano gets it off over the middle. It was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and White couldn't get it. The ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage by somebody.
No, Keith, there's a lot of time left on the clock. 8:17. And if Denver does not score a touchdown here, they kick a field goal, they could tie it up. I'm all, hindsight is 20/20. I'm wondering if it wouldn't have been a great move for Walt Michaels to have gone for 2 points after he scored the touchdown instead of the 1. So his team would be up by 4, putting the pressure on Denver. As we look back and we see the ball just Slightly tipped
Charles Cook.
by Charles Cook.
It is 3rd down and 10. Down the middle, it's caught. Leonard Harris, first down at the New Jersey 12.
Leonard Harris trying very hard to avenge himself. The drop passes that were big plays in this ball game, working against a man-to-man defense right here. Again, he gets behind Kenny Johnson, shakes him, the ball's thrown in, he takes a lick, but this time Leonard Harris from Texas Tech comes up with the catch.
Ball at the New Jersey 12. Bill Johnson, penalty flag. Johnson's in the corner. Let's see about the flag. He's in the end zone, but let's see about the penalty.
Pass interference, offense, lost it down, 2nd down.
Wipes out the touchdown. They called it on Johnson. I think he pushed off.
I'll tell you one thing. Johnson pushed off. Johnson's getting up slow on the sideline there. When he caught the pass and went out of bounds, he nailed a cameraman on the sideline. We'll take a look at the isolation. He goes out there. I don't see where he pushes off, Keith, at all. He makes the catch and then turns it up into the end zone. But watch him as he goes in.
Well, that doesn't show any offensive foul.
No, it doesn't. But he goes off to the side, and he just ran smack into a cameraman who had a little portable pack on the side and nailed him. We'll take another look from our end zone camera.
I still don't see it.
I still don't see the holding by the receiver either.
Pushing. It was a push.
Oh, the push right there. He goes off. Well, watch right here.
It had to be against...
There's the cameraman he made contact with and goes down.
It had to come against Gary Moten, the linebacker, but whatever it was, it's called, and it's effective, and the ball comes back to the 22.
The camera, Keith, is what... a camera is what hit him in the side, Keith, and his ribs are hurt. Not one of our cameras. It's someone else.
Todd Gearhart comes in now. So it's 2nd down and 20 from the 22. Galliano throws it. Pass is caught inside the 5 and down at the 2. It's Mark Lewis. Now Johnson's going to come back. Bruised ribs and all, he's going to come back because they need him right here as Galliano hooks up with Lewis.
And he threw that and fell down as he threw it, Keith. You might be right about that leg giving him some problems. But Mark Lewis comes up with a real clutch pass to put his team back inside the 5, only a few yards away from a first down, a half a yard.
3rd and a half a yard for a first on the New Jersey 3. Galliano option out to Bill Johnson for the corner. He's got the first down. It'll be 1st and goal at about the 1. (24-21), New Jersey leading with 6:06 to play in the ball game. And the crowd now, many of them coming late for the Alabama concert. And they're getting quite a show in this 4th quarter.
They certainly are. Getting a chance to see Bill Johnson prove his worth and show what kind of metal he's made of, as he has bruised ribs. He's been beaten up quite a bit. He almost... If you don't think this has been a physical football game, let me tell you, the offensive linemen are getting up slow. The defensive linemen are getting up slow. Bill Johnson has been battered and bruised, hitting cameramen, cheerleaders, and everything else in this ball game.
That's his 3rd touchdown of the day. Denver trying to make it a 4-point lead now as Asmus is in for the extra point try. It's good. So it's 28-24 Denver now, and 6:02 to play in the game.
Takes this ball, gets good blocking by his offensive line, but just kind of burrows in like a mole behind that blocking to get the signal from the referee that the touchdown is good. Galliano having a great day this afternoon. He has 15 on the 27 for 220 yards and 1 touchdown. Bill Johnson, 20 carries, 93 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the day. But it doesn't tell you.
However, keep in mind that the last 2 New Jersey possessions, high hanger, back into the end zone, and they're coming with it. It's Pegues, Rod Pegues. Oh, look at this. He falls down. He's trying to cut back into the open field, and he fell down at the 25. He might still be running if he'd have been able to make that cut.
Well, his eyes saw a hole open up, and his mind said take it, but his body said no way. That would have been about a 90-degree cut, Keith, at full speed for him to make it.
Crowd is 29,126. The best previous crowd this season for the Gold at home was the opener, 17,790.
Hey, watch the pass! Watch the pass!
Down, Sam! Down, Sam! Down!
From the 25, first down.
Walker's at the slot.
They're showing blitz. Give it to Carthen, and he's grabbed at the line.
I met Mike Telefair a few years ago out in Las Vegas at a tennis tournament, Keith. He came in with O.J. Anderson, who is his first cousin.
Second down and 8. Herschel Walker, big hole, and a first down as he crosses the 35. Really blasting through, that time with power. Nothing fancy, the hole open, and he just shot through it.
Number 53, linebacker Mike McKibben for the Denver Gold is out of the ball game. He has a twisted ankle in the game. A twisted knee.
First down from the 35. Walker shifts back into the eye and carries the ball. Just missed him, and it's another first down as he goes out of bounds up around the 47, 48-yard line. And Pat Ogren, number 79, just missed him. Time remaining 4 minutes and 11 seconds as Walker goes out of bounds, stopping the clock, and they've marked his progress now as he went down that sideline. They put him all the way on the Denver 49, so he got more out of that sideline move than we thought.
Well, it's like we always said about Herschel. If you don't hit him and stick him right there, if you give him a just miss shot, he can pick up another 10 yards on you.
Carthen to the 45. That's a pickup of 4. So New Jersey just grinding it out here in the late stages of the ball game. They had 2 long marches against the Denver Gold defense in their 2 previous possessions to take the lead. Denver came right back to go 28-24, and now it's Terry Irvin, a linebacker, number 56, for Denver down on the E40 to play in the game. Flutie bootlegs it out. Walls is after him. Walls has got him. Craig Walls, his job was to shadow Doug Flutie, and number 55 from Indiana ran him down back at midfield.
He's doing his job and doing it very, very well. His assignment is when they're in that nickel coverage, wherever Doug Flutie goes, you follow him, you stay with him, so that if he runs that naked bootleg and everybody else has to follow the flow of the offensive line or follow Herschel Walker, doesn't make a difference to him. Wherever Doug Flutie goes, he goes. Me and my shadow.
It is now 3rd and 11 from midfield. Walker's in the slot, in the short zone. Ball thrown to him. He's got it. Caught from behind and brought down by Jeff Delaney. Jeff Delaney from Pitt, who had time with the Rams, Detroit, Tampa, and the Maulers. Was an outstanding football player at the University of Pittsburgh, and he brought him down from behind at about the 43-yard line.
You see the kind of pressure that the 4th down linemen are putting on Doug Flutie. Collapsing the pocket around him, but he's able to get it off to his leading receiver, Herschel Walker.
4th down and 4.5, close to 5 yards. 4th down. for New Jersey. Crowds into it. 2:52 to play. Little short pop is deflected at the line of scrimmage.
And the flag is thrown. Pass
Oh, now
interference.
comes the flag. It's going to be, I believe it's going to be pass interference.
It is.
Oh, the ball's tipped.
Ball's tipped.
Ball was tipped.
No pass interference.
There's no interference. The ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
The head official comes over, makes the clarification in the call. The official in the backfield didn't see the ball being tipped. All he saw was the receiver being hit and not being able to make the play. We'll take a look. There the blitz is coming on. Herschel picks up a linebacker blitzing through. There the ball is tipped right there. There's the pass interference. So the officials make the right call, but the head official comes over, makes a
Jeff Delaney
clarification.
is going to tip it.
Right there. Now once the ball is tipped, it's not pass interference. Dead
So
ball.
Denver takes over. First down at their own 43 with 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Couple of first downs. And they've got themselves a big win. Bill Johnson trying to get outside and won't do it. He'll lose a couple of yards, 1 yard at least on that effort. And 2:33 to go. You've got another Denver goal down on the field hurt. Looked like one of the wide receivers took a lick over there and he didn't get up. Timeout charged to New Jersey, stopping the clock near the 41. Second down at about 12 now for Denver. They need a couple of first downs to work on that clock. Galliano gets it away down the middle. Mark Lewis hit it midfield. That is short of the first down by 3 yards. That happened so quick on a bang-bang play, the way it was hit, that it's a matter of where you mark it. And I think they're going to mark it just over midfield. And now New Jersey has spent its last timeout. At 2:18 to go in the ball game, they'll get another break at the 2-minute warning. And remember, in the final 2 minutes of each half in the USFL, the clock stops as the chains are moved on first downs, which gives them a little more time to consider things. So at 2:18, New Jersey trying to hold on to Denver.
Doug Flutie, the New Jersey Generals will battle it out against the fierce Tampa Bay Bandits. It all starts live at 2:30 Eastern next Sunday on the USFL.
A considerable play right here in this ball game. Third down and a long 2 for the Denver Gold. They get the first down and they'll be able to choose some more off that clock from the 49 of New Jersey. They're going to throw for it. Little lob pass to Johnson out of the backfield. First down as Johnson goes to the 33. Make it the 34. So Bill Johnson continues the hero in this ball game.
He has come through with the big runs, consistently supplying this run and shoot offense with a solid ground attack. And now he comes up with the big catches. Here in the second half, they've been dumping the ball off to him, coming out of the backfield much more often than they did in the first half. While the receivers are running deep, clearing out zones, running the man-to-man coverage deep into the secondary. He's been coming up with the short catch and the long run to go with it.
34-yard line of New Jersey. First down, Denver goal. 2:12 to play in the football game. 28-24. Denver leads by 4. Johnson with the ball again. Oh, what a lick he took. My goodness, who was that? 54, Lamont Jeffers, who had gone to the New Jersey Generals from the Memphis Showboats. And he really got him on the numbers. 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play in the football game. And the Denver Golds camped second down and 10 at the New Jersey 34 and leading 28-20. The Aggie from Utah State, Bob Galliano, who has stepped into the run and shoot under Mouse Davis at Denver and found himself a whole new career. He's 30 out of 46 today. No, I'm sorry about that. He is 30 yards first half, 46 in the second quarter, and then he added 75 and now 91. So he's just getting better and better and better as the game goes along. From the 34, second down and 10. Bill Johnson, sweeping right, caught from behind by Lamont Jeffers, who makes his second big play of this possession, but still Bill Johnson has the ball down around the 28 for a pickup of 5 yards.
Lamont should have knocked him out of bounds, which would have stopped the clock.
He's lucky to get him at all.
That's true. Well, I'm always looking for the optimum here. And
New Jersey's going to Tampa Bay next week. That won't be easy. Now, Tampa has a history of when they get pummeled, and they were pummeled last night by Memphis. They usually come back like gangbusters.
New Jersey's only beat them one time in 3 years.
And then the following week, they've got Memphis at home. In a night game. So they're in the tough part of the schedule right now. Galliano pitches the ball to Mark Lewis. The wide receiver coming around, and Lewis is caught just short of the first down marker and ridden down at the 25.
And if you don't think that Kerry Just, number 26, is fast, got another thought for you on that one. He just shadowed him parallel down the field when he saw him going across and made a great tackle on Lewis.
Yeah, but how about the grit that Denver showed by running that kind of a play at this point in the ball game? The clock is rolling. It's coming up on 40 seconds. 28-24. Denver leads.
Moss Davis yelling 33 and going on what he had said earlier about running the option, 37 option. I suspect that 33 is a handoff to Johnson just over left tackle.
Fourth down, a yard and a half. Galliano drops the ball, covers it, and that'll stop the clock at 20 seconds.
Just looking for an open area to get open for a Doug Flutie pass.
Can't get it away. Number 73, Mike Talaferro, ran him down at the 33-yard line. And the clock is winding down. They're trying to get in position for one more snap. 2. He gets the snap off with 1 second. No time remaining. Flutie running around, throws it as far as he can. And it's incomplete, and the ball game is over. Tim Brandt now with a happy mouth.
That's a show. That was a show, wasn't it? Kid did a hell of a job. Now, they did a great job. Oh, you just stepped out.
All right, Mouse. Hard-hitting ball game. Big plays the key.
No question about it. They really came at us the second half, maintained the ball. Every time we got the football, we stuck in the end zone. That's the game. And that was a hell of a ball game. Herschel's a great one. I thought our defense played super. It's just a great win for us. Very proud of our football team.
Offensively, big plays to Harris. Johnson was spectacular.
No question about it. Billy, once again, super. And I just was very pleased with every guy on our football team. One of those team efforts that we're really excited about.
All right, Max. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks much, Jimmy.
All right, Keith.
All right, a real quick summary here. Herschel Walker wound up with 142 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground, a touchdown and 106 yards receiving for a total of 248 for Herschel. Bill win to give them a 5-8 record on the season. New Jersey now drops to 8-5, and they are tied with the Memphis Showboats at 8-5. The Houston Gamblers will be playing at home against Jacksonville on Monday night. Houston with an 8-4 record. Oakland 9-3-1, and now Denver 9-4. And here's the man of the hour for the goal, Bill Johnson with Tim Brandt.
Oh, I tell you, Billy, it looks like you're in a lot of pain, and you just barely got over here and off the field.
Well, I took a lot of punishment today, and it's a man's game out there.
Did it help you at all that their linebackers were so banged up they came out with all the defensive backs?
I didn't hear that question.
The defensive backs, they came out, played a lot of nickel, some dime. I'm sure you'd rather go against some of those DBs than you would the linebackers.
Oh yeah, they were playing a lot of nickel, and we were throwing against the nickel a lot more, because the dime only has one linebacker in. So we would rather run against the dime, but we ran against both of them pretty good today.
Tremendous effort on your part. Looked like the toughest lick, though, came from that cameraman on the side. Not one of ours, mind you.
Oh, yeah, that camera is pretty hard.
All right, Keith. He seems to be in pretty good shape. He's to the locker room now, and he's now going to go in and take some well-deserved rest.
Did a heck of a job today, Bill Johnson. The final score, the Denver Gold 28, New Jersey Generals 24, and next week we'll see the Generals going to Tampa Bay, taking on co-leader of the Eastern Conference, and it's now become a very
Rocky Mountains. And the first quarter was rocky for the pass defense of Denver. First play of the game for the Generals. And Herschel Walker, George, you and I might have even been able to complete this one. 68-yard touchdown pass, 7-0 Generals, but the Gold strikes back. And then Bob Galliano's played pretty well for Denver this year. He'll look and find Leonard Harris across the middle for the 30-yard touchdown pass. We are tied at 7. Even the security guards are psyched. Second quarter, New Jersey leading 10-7. Bill Johnson, first of 3 touchdowns, had 98 yards on the day. Goes over 1,000 yards and a heck of a spike, too. Gold lead at 14-10. Third quarter, Herschel, who went over 100 again for his 7th straight time, had 140, scored 3 TDs. There's one of them, 17-14. Now, 24-21 Generals, but in the fourth quarter, Bill Johnson goes over from the 1. The Gold wins at 28-24. And Bill Johnson was the man of the hour for Denver.
It's a really good feeling, but, I want to tell everybody out there that, that offensive line in front of me are great guys, and I love every one of them.
I think he's a heck of a runner. He's an asset to any ball club. Some people feel that, a lot of running backs could do what he's doing in this type of offense, but I think he's proved that he's an exceptional runner. In a one-on-one situation, he's very difficult to bring down. He's a strong, powerful guy. He's a lot of fun to have back there.
So, biggest Denver crowd of the year, 29,000. Were they watching Alabama in a post-game concert, or were they watching Bill Johnson in the Gold win as they beat New Jersey 28-24? Meanwhile, in Portland, the Breakers lost their 6th straight, and Arizona snapped the 6-game losing streak. No wonder the smallest crowd of the year in Portland, 15,000. Watched Arizona win at 30-21. Doug Williams, a couple of touchdown passes. Birmingham, couple of records set in this game as they rolled Los Angeles 44-7, tying Tampa Bay at 9-4, first place in the East. Cliff Stout, 5 touchdown passes, ties the USFL mark. Chuck Clanton with 2 interceptions, now has 13 on the year. That's a new USFL mark. Too bad nobody saw it. 4,600 friends and relatives of the LA Express were on hand at the Coliseum. And a reminder that Monday evening it'll be live USFL football here on ESPN. The run-and-gun Houston Gamblers at home against the Jacksonville
United States Football League was formed. Stout made the move to Birmingham, Alabama to prove that he was more than a shadow watcher, that he was a good quarterback, just in the wrong place at the wrong time with the Steelers. A record-tying 5 touchdown passes on Sunday for Stout as the Stallions beat the LA Express. Greg White has a report.
Cliff Stout tied a USFL record with 5 touchdown passes while leading Birmingham to a 44-7 blitz of the LA Express. It was Stout's best day ever.
It was a great opportunity for me. It was nice playing for the Steelers for 7 years. I really enjoyed the year I played, but it really didn't work out that well, and it's frustrating for any player to be in somebody else's shadow. And it would have been nice if it worked out there, but it didn't. And with Raleigh being down here, and I played with him for 5 years in Pittsburgh, and it was a great opportunity for me to come someplace and just play my own football game.
Well, I was fortunate today, and that I saw a lot of man-to-man coverage, and my eyes generally light up when I see man-to-man coverage, and Cliff was throwing the ball real well today.
Some folks around the USFL wondered if the Cliff Stout experiment would work for the Stallions. Well, team president Jerry Sklar beams from ear to ear when talking about the young quarterback from Youngstown State. All he did in his first year with the team was lead him to the Southern Division Championship after never getting a shot in the National Football League. This year, so far, the Stallions are number 1 in the East.
You always take a risk with a player that has not played consistently. And Cliff's turned our decision into a good decision.
Well, you don't spend 5 years. I was 5 years in Pittsburgh, and I knew the guy, watched him practice a lot, watched him in a few games when we played exhibition.